Okay, you there? Okay. Hey, Miss Harvey. My name's Courtney Holyfield. Thank you very much for taking the time to meet with me. I'm a student in EDM 310 at the University of South Alabama, and our class is a technology-based learning class preparing us to use technology in our classrooms. And I have a few questions I'd like to ask you.
Okay, sure.
The first one I want to ask is, what type of technology resources do y'all use in the classroom? I know y'all have a smart board.
Yeah, I teach 7th and 8th grade at Burns Middle School here in Mobile County, and I have a smart board in my class. I have a sound system, like I have speakers that go along with my smart board. I have a DVD player. I have a document camera.
Okay.
The main company used to be Elmo, but like Smartboard has made kind of their version of the same thing. And I don't know if you've used a document camera before, but basically you could take like a piece of paper. I could take my hand. I could put whatever I want under that camera, and it'll project it onto the Smartboard.
Okay. Awesome. How much time in a normal day in a normal classroom do you usually spend learning with technology?
Most of our classes are about 50 to 55 minutes long, and my direct instruction every day involves the Smartboard, so I'd say probably 20 to 30 minutes a day.
Okay, so 20 to 30 minutes for each class period?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
5 classes.
What's the reaction from the kids like compared to learning 5 years ago when we didn't really use a whole lot of smart boards? How do they like the smart board?
They absolutely love it. They know, by now they know more a lot of times than we know about it. If I can't get something to work on the smart board, then half the time the kids can tell me how to do it because they like being up there. They like being engaged with the board rather than just sitting and taking notes. We've talked to classes before, and the teachers that actually use the smart board how it's supposed to be used, they like those classes a lot better.
Awesome. Okay. Whenever you were giving your smart board, were y'all given a type of training, or were y'all basically just thrown into it and you had to like teach yourself how to use it?
Everybody's kind of different. I know, like the social space department, when we got the board, we got it through a grant that our principal wrote, and it required us to do 2 weeks of training. During the summer, it was paid, and that was absolutely amazing because we spent like 3 days like learning how to use the board, and then the rest of it was just us developing lessons that we could use with the smart board. I know since then we got our smart boards in social studies probably about 3 years ago. The other departments, as they've gotten them, they've only had maybe a day or 2 of training.
Oh, wow.
Those teachers don't quite use the boards as much as everyone else because they're not as comfortable with them yet.
Okay.
So it's real important to make sure you have lots of training.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of lessons are you able to do on your smart board in the classroom?
Typically in my class, I use it. I converted all of like my PowerPoints over to Smartboard lessons. So a lot of it's just like general note taking, but then you can do reviews at the end, like checking for understanding, in which if you covered maybe like 4 or 5 key terms that day, you could go up to the board and they would actually have to use like a drag and drop feature that they'll have to match like the key term with its description, or a picture with a description. There's a good, like, I guess we wouldn't call it an app. I don't know what we would call it on the smart board, but there's a good like feature on there with maps, in which if they're having to learn different countries in Africa, then they can actually go up there and practice locating where the countries are, and it's all interactive. So there's tons of different features that the board has. I couldn't say exactly what I use every day because it's kind of different as each day goes.